As I listen to, I've made playlists about men who didn't deserve it. As I listen to it and I hear the pain, I hear the pain, I hear the shame, I hear the guilt, I hear, the sass of the lessons unlearned. And I have to tell myself that, remind myself that healing is not linear, and I am unlearning stuff that I was taught for years and years and years. Things that have been embedded in me for so long. And knowing something, being aware of something, it does not fully change the thing. And the more I love myself and the more I learn these lessons, the more I will unlearn them. The reality is that sometimes we have these beliefs about ourselves, and then we do things to reaffirm those beliefs. I can't think of the psychological word, but it's what we do. We have a trauma and we repeat the trauma over and over because that's all we know. That's what we're used to. That's our norm. That's our comfort. That's our normal. That's our what we think is normal. No matter how bad we want to be out of that, we don't know anything else. And so we have to experience different things to learn new things. And so it's a journey. It's a journey of self. It's a journey with others. It's a journey with others because it takes interacting with others to experience your triggers, to experience where you are, really, how you respond to different things, how you feel about different things. How do you feel when you're being treated a certain way? It takes that. Other people bring that out of you. And that's how you get to know yourself. Healing is important to do on your own. It's important to know who you are, know what your triggers are, know how to love you. It's important to connect with yourself on those levels, but it does take going in the fire. It does take being triggered for you to learn. And as you heal, your triggers may change. That's the other thing. As you heal, your triggers may change. You'll start to remember other things that you need to heal from, because you'll start to heal the other things, or the things that were once so extreme are no longer as extreme anymore. And so your brain will say, okay, she's ready to remember this now. She's ready to feel this. She's ready to break this part down. So then you'll start to break down more stuff. And it's a vicious cycle, and that's why not many people do it. That's why a lot of people are walking around hurt and broken, because it's hard. It's hard to look in the mirror. It's hard to face facts. It's hard to face the horrible things that we've been through, the horrible thoughts that we've had about ourselves and about others, about the people we love that did this shit to us. It's hard. It's hard. But what I'm grateful that in the midst of me trying to write a beautiful, deep poem, I was able to realize a couple of things about myself, about my healing, about my growth, about where I am, about why I move the way I move. I was able to see that I am still very much repeating the process of, what I thought or what I feel like I deserve. And as much as I do love myself, and as much as I do see my worth, that's still something that I'm unlearning. It's something that I'm unlearning because it's something that was embedded in me. It was embedded in me that I wasn't worthy of love, because it wasn't just my father. There was 2 other people that made me feel that way, and they were family members. They were blood. They were people, the 2 that created me, 2 that created me, and the brother that was supposed to be my protector. These are people that hurt me in a deep, brutal way, and it was consistent. So no, it's not going to go away in 3 or 4 years. of healing. It's not, because my brain has to unlearn a lot of shit that she learned to protect me. A lot of shit that she learned to protect me. And I'm not entirely sure how choosing the wrong man was protecting me. I think it was just staying in that comfort zone, because, you know, when you're familiar with the way things are, you know what to expect, right? And when you know what to expect, you feel like you know how to move, because, I've been through this before. I know how to move. I know what to do, or my heart is already prepared for this because I've been through this before. But when you experience new things, it's scary because you've never experienced it before. So you don't know how to cope if something goes wrong. You don't know how to move if something goes wrong, And so it's scary. But it's time to face those fears. It's time to choose differently. It's time to choose differently. And I honestly don't even fucking know where to start. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to choose differently. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't. And I don't. But I am truly grateful that I have learned that I've been just repeating my connection with my dad. And it's funny what I thought about as I was listening to that episode. I thought about the fact that last year I spent the year reconnecting with myself and forgiving my mom and accepting her for who she was, so that I can fully love and accept myself. And it feels like this year I will be reflecting on my relationship with my dad and accepting his limitations and forgiving him even more, furthermore, so that I can connect with myself and so that I can begin to figure out what a healthy relationship outside of myself is like. Because I don't know, dude. I don't. I've had friendships, but those were unhealthy. The boundaries were crossed constantly. They were codependent. The communication was inconsistent and non-effective. That's been my situation. And I'm learning about boundaries and I'm learning about communication, but sometimes communication fails me because there's a lack of understanding from the other individual. Sometimes communication fails me because I'm still changing myself. Because I want that connection. I want to be kept. But those were past relationships. Those were before I achieved this level of firmness, this level of boundaries, this level of self-love, this level of self-acceptance. But now in my mind, as I said before, I don't really know how to look at relationships. Reflecting about all of my past relationships, friendships included, I don't think that they all had, hate beneath the surface, but I don't know how to see it any other way. I reflect on conversations that I've had with my mom, and we see things so differently. She asked me why I moved the way I moved when I graduated from high school, but I don't know if she realized, but I didn't feel loved or wanted or accepted. I didn't feel like she wanted me around. And because she didn't even celebrate my graduation. She didn't celebrate me moving, me getting into college. That was not celebrated. Me growing up was not celebrated. And I would hear her on the phone complaining about me. I would hear her on the phone complaining about me and about me wanting to move and all the things. And I never understood why until I got older and we talked about how she thought that I was going to stay there. But we never talked. There was no fucking communication. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me because all of these connections, all of these relationships, like that made me feel unwanted. It made me feel like there was like hatred like she had hatred for me, because like I said, here I am accomplishing things. Here I am doing things that other people have not, that she has not, and there's no applause. There's no, I'm proud of you. But what I hear is, I hear talk about me, but not to me. I don't hear comfort. I don't hear praise. I don't hear nurturing and kindness. And that hurt, and my dad was just fucking plain up absent. And so, I feel like it started with them, that I felt that, hatred beneath the surface. And so it's going to be a while for me to unlearn that. It's going to take me connecting with a lot of different people and experiencing it. That's something that I'm going to have to experience over and over. I'm going to have to experience the healthy relationships over and over to learn, because the reality is I've experienced the unhealthy so much that's all I know. That's all I know. That's all my brain knows. And as much as I try to, with the fantasy and all of that, it tries to teach me something new. It tries to create something where there's nothing. But the reality is those fantasies come, those rose-colored glasses, that hopeless romantic mindset, it comes in unhealthy relationships. And so I romanticize the hell out of those relationships, making it seem like everything is so healthy and we're so good and we're so in love and this and that. And that's not the reality. I need to be in a situation where I don't have to fantasize and make shit up. My brain does that for me, though. She believes she's looking out for me, because it's what I had to do to survive my childhood. I had to romanticize, I had to fantasize, I had to create these images that life was good. And if I could just, graduate, then I can move out. If I can just graduate from college, then I can get my degree in psychology and I can be a successful therapist and make money, and I don't have to worry about relying on this person and that person. And if I could I was always just making it through something so that I can have the things that I actually wanted. My brain protected me with fantasies, and she protected me with my rose-colored glasses, and now she's protecting me by keeping me in a space that is comfortable. Connecting me with different people that are unhealthy for me, and making me push away people that may not be bad for me. The fear of the change, the fear of something different makes me push these other people away. People that could potentially work, people that will teach me new parts of myself. And so I have to be patient with myself. I have to give myself grace. I have to give myself some extra love and not be so hard on myself, not beat myself up so much about the mistakes or the repetition of it all, I have to just love on myself and take my time and not rush. And that's why I really believe in connecting with myself and getting to know myself and getting to know what I like and what I don't like, and getting firm in my boundaries, because boundaries has been the issue. And learning more about interdependence instead of being codependent, and just those things, and like I said, taking my time, because the reality is I don't need to rush and learn that stuff right now. I can take my time and learn it. There's no rush to be with someone. There's no rush to be in a relationship. There's no rush to be in a relationship. And I mean that business, friendship, romantic, I mean it all the way around. There's no rush. There isn't. There really isn't. There isn't. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to love on myself. I'm going to allow myself to heal. I'm going to allow myself to learn these different lessons that I've been learning, and to reflect, and to write poetry, and to draw, and to do the things that I do to heal, and to utilize my coping skills, and just let things unfold, because they have been unfolding, and I've been learning, and I've been growing, and I've been elevating. And so, oh my goodness.